The average watch collector owns 7 watches, but only wears 2. We're all guilty of it. We buy for the hype or the sale and end up with a collection that has no soul. But today, we're applying the rule of 3. 1 for the dirt, 1 for the daily grind, and 1 for the spotlight. By the end of this video, you'll have a blueprint that works whether your budget is $500 or $50,000. Before we start, what's the one watch in your collection you'll never sell? Tell me why in the comments. The first watch is the indestructible tool. Every collection needs a point zero, the watch you put on when the world is going to get messy. For me, that's the Casio G-Shock DW5600. This isn't just a digital watch, it's a piece of engineering history. Kikuo eBay dropped over 200 prototypes out of third-story windows to create this. It's the square that started it all. Shock resistance, patented hollow core case, functions, 1/100th of a second stopwatch, countdown timer, and that classic EL backlight. The fit, 42.8 millimeters, but because it's lugless, it fits a 6-inch wrist as well as an 8-inch wrist. Now, some of you might argue for the Casio F91W here. It's thinner and cheaper, sure, but can it survive a 10-meter drop? Probably not. Are you Team G-Shock or Team Classic Digital? Let's settle it in the comments. Here are some other options at different price points if you have a little larger budget and getting into the 3-watch collection. The budget watch, $50. Casio G-Shock DW5600, the king of entry-level toughness. The mid-tier, $1,200 to $1,500. We suggest you look at the SIN 556i, German engineering at its finest. It's an over-engineered pilot watch with a surgical steel case and top-tier legibility. A luxury tough watch between $7,000 to $9,000. We look at Rolex Explorer, reference 124270, the ultimate luxury tool. It's not digital, but it's spent 70 years proving it can handle the summit of Everest. It's the final boss of the simple, rugged watch. If the G-Shock is the hammer, the Rolex Explorer is the scalpel. One is built to survive a car crash, the other is built to survive a lifetime of adventure without ever looking out of place at a black tie event. Onto the second watch, the Daily All-Star. This is the most important slot. The GATA watch, go anywhere, do anything. It needs to be mechanical, it needs a bit of weight, and it needs to look expensive without actually being expensive. Here we have the Seiko SSK001 GMT. The mechanics. Inside is the 4R34 movement. This was a game changer because it brought the GMT complication, tracking 2 time zones to the masses. It's the ultimate traveler's companion. The specs deep dive, water resistance, 100 meters, safe for swimming, not just rain. The bracelet, 5-link Jubilee style. It's incredibly comfortable because the small links contour to your wrist. The lume is Seiko's Lumi Bright. It glows like a torch in the dark. The style tip, swap the steel for a gray NATO strap and you have a military tool. Swap it for black leather and you can wear it with a suit. If you had to choose a GMT hand like this or a standard chronograph, which complication is more useful? As we mentioned, the budget-friendly watch at $450 is the Seiko 5 GMT SSK001, the best value GMT on the planet. Next, we have the mid-tier, $3,000 to $5,000. The Tudor Black Bay GMT, the Pepsi bezel choice for those who want Rolex quality without the 3-year waitlist. It features a true flyer GMT movement. And then we have luxury, $12,000 to $16,000. The Vacheron Constantin Overseas Dual Time. This is high horology. It offers a sophisticated GMT function with a level of hand finishing that Seiko can't touch. It's the holy trinity version of a travel watch. Moving from a Seiko GMT to a Tudor or a Vacheron isn't just about telling time in 2 places. It's about the click of the bezel, the smoothness of the movement, and the heritage on your wrist. The third watch is the legacy piece. Finally, we have the Grail, the watch you wear to the job interview, the wedding, or the big promotion. The Tissot PRX isn't just a watch, it's a statement about design. The aesthetic. Integrated bracelets are the height of 1970s Genta-style design. It blurs the line between a timepiece and jewelry. When you turn your wrist, the way the light hits these brushed flat links, it's hypnotic. The power. 80 hours of power reserve. You can leave it on your nightstand all weekend and it's still ready for Monday morning. The crystal, scratch-resistant sapphire. The dial. The tapisserie texture gives it a depth that flat dials just can't match. The big question. A lot of people say this is a poor man's royal oak. I think that's an insult. It has its own history. Do you think integrated bracelets are a passing fad, or are they the new standard for luxury? We mentioned the budget watch at $700, the Tissot PRX Powermatic 80, the king of the integrated bracelet trend. But if you are sitting in a higher tax bracket or have been saving up for a particular watch, then we have the next two watches to check out. The mid-tier legacy watch between $3,500 to $6,000. The IWC Ingenieur Automatic 40. Designed by the legendary Gerald Genta, this is the PRX's older, more sophisticated brother. It's a masterclass in industrial design. Lastly, the luxury legacy watch here in the range of $15,000 to $20,000. We say, take a look at the Girard-Perregaux Laureato. While Patek and AP prices have gone to the moon, the Laureato remains the connoisseur's choice. It's slim, incredibly well-finished, and represents the peak of integrated bracelet luxury under $20,000. The Tissot gets you the look, but the Girard-Perregaux Laureato gives you the craftsmanship. It's for the collector who doesn't need to shout to be noticed. Here is my challenge to you. Go to your watch box right now. If you had to pick your holy trinity from what you already own, what are they? Post your 3-watch lineup in the comments. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you love watches as much as I do. I'll see you in the next one.